Where do I start? I like being pumped up a little bit inside, but I'm all drained out. Just a small thing, okay? You see this paper over here? 47, which is the four angle of God, 7. 147 is the one spirit of the four angle of God. Of the 40, don't forget 10, 10, 10, 10. 4 and 6, 2 and 8, 1 and 9, 3 and 7. Those are your 40 that you must go around in the 9 Lives of the Cat. It is the #1 version and 88 pages. Because I think our freedom, we become something like an 88 of some sort. The first thing I wanted to talk about, do I have it here? No. Whoa! Look what I did today. Don't worry about it, I can't even understand it. What I was thinking about is this. Now, apparently I understand there's a comet out there. I understand that the speed has been raised in Texas and in Montana. Okay? Why? I don't know. How much faster can you go? I understand that there's chem gas lines up in the space. I don't even know what it means. What I do know is there's things going up and things coming down. What is being placed up there? Are there any Geiger missiles of any sort? Are we actually controlling in one way, Lenin? Maybe some scientist in the world is provoking a Lenin to come down here. Some hidden scientist. Because who says he can't do it? Who tells him? Who owns space? If I want to go to space, who owns space? Well, it's aviation. You got to pass through the government. But if they know what you're doing and you got the equipment, I mean, how would they know any better? You can test all you want, but you don't know until takeoff. So somehow they might be provoking a Lenin to come and crash here. So that way, New World Order can come in and they can eliminate most of the population with this New World Order. But lo and behold, do they know that Lenin is not even a planet? It might just be a spaceship of some sort where the core nucleus is so small you can't see them operating it. Some way of a vibration system, the same way we cook on our stoves, and the heat, it shakes and it vibrates until it all comes up to the top. It could be we might have the same thing in the center of our Earth. I haven't figured out what that distance is between North and South Pole, but I don't think we should be digging anywhere around there. In fact, all the oil I think we're using in the ground, I think that's to put into for the gears that are grinding right now because we don't have enough oil. We're running out of steam. I've seen many movies where the Earth was not an Earth, but it was a spaceship. We are in the middle of space. We are a ship. We're on the planet inside the globe. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing I wanted to talk about is all this talk about 10, 10, 10, 10. Like when you play cards, when you play Baccarat, okay, all the 10 value totals, okay, are explanations and expressions, okay, and they're all 10. So Jack, Queen, King all became 10. So because the Jack, Queen, King were used to connect, okay, they're used to connect. When you play tic-tac-toe, okay, you like that? That's man's world inside the beta world. She's upside down. Well, she's not upside down. I think God's world is straight above us, and beta's upside down. I think I've been reading the cards backwards. I'm not really sure. But in that tic-tac-toe, if you want to write something, if you want to make a line connection in tic-tac-toe, what are you going to get? You got a stepping stone corner. It also creates the Z. It also creates the 7. It also creates a triangle. Okay. What am I getting to in that? I don't know. The year 2014, as to oppose to, I keep telling everybody 2015. Well, 14, once we reach the 14th, okay, we have now entered into the next dimension of Rubik's Cube. In 2014, and according to the holidays between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And the reason for this is that on the 10th day of Tishrei, if my numbers are right, Okay, sorry. It would be the 10th day of Tishra, October 4th of 2014 would be the year of expression. Okay, so it's the year of expression of Beta, and at the same time, it's the one spirit of the four angle, which is the center square here. Okay, that square is what makes all the motion. You see, the cross corners are connected through the 5 ring. Okay, and then man can set up shop, connect his ropes, and we connect all the worlds to go east-west. We go on this angle, we go on this angle, we go on this angle. We do not go straight up. We don't. That's the beta world part. That's our heaven. The other part of it goes straight up, and it's the communication, 2 and 8. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the laws of Moses, 613316. And the reason for that is because it brings out a number of 96, 24, and 48. There is no 7th day. We have 6 days totaling the 24 hours equal to 144 hours. 144 hours, 144,000 midway angels. Okay, but in that, okay, we need 6 days of sleep, which is 48 hours, and that's the beta heaven. And we must energize our spirit in order to do properly the next day. You know, when you don't sleep, it doesn't go good, because we energize our spirit when we sleep. Okay, that's why maybe we have all these weird dreams, because there's new information coming into us from upstairs. You see, half your brain, okay, is the animal instinct of this earth, okay, but the other half is all run by the matrix. Okay, you can make the last choice. You want to make the last choice? It's your hands. You think you made the last choice? Does that satisfy you? You made the last choice? Okay, you make the last choice. Okay, we hear, we learn, we think, we murmur, and then we commit an action. Isn't that the way it goes? The other thing I wanted to talk about is not only that, is on MrTacpans's 68 or 8 and 6. The 6 plus 8 is the 14, okay, and it means more than 2 things, because do I have any pictures here? On this here, okay, I didn't branch it off, but there's 3 here and there's 3 on the other side. When I turn it this way, it's 3 and 3 again. I didn't put the center dot like on the dice. Maybe I should flip pages and look for a place that has the center dot. Okay. Now you see in here, on a dice, no matter what you do, if you take all the numbers of the dice together and put them together, you're either going to get, you're not going to get this, and this is the 5. This is a 5, and this is a 5, but you won't get this 5. Okay? This is an add-on. This is an app. The iPod apps and apples, that's the way it works. There is no covering for 4 and 6, but there's no covering for 2 and 8. They're both the 6 dice with the 1 spirit involved, 7, 7, total 14. Okay? In all actuality, you're using 2 here, and 2 here is 4, and then you have 4. That makes your heaven. These 4 corners that you have, these 4 corners that you have are the same. The only 2 that are different is up here and down here, and over here on this side and here. And that makes your 4 and 4, 8 heaven of the 7 world and 7 world, 6 3 islands and 3 islands. Okay? God has based everything and mostly on the 7, on the angle. You ever see that funny angle like on Lexus? Well, if you think Lex Luthor is not involved, well, Lex Luthor is involved just because of his name and the car Lexus. That's the shape God makes. Because every time you cross corner, 1 9 or 3 7, okay, that is the odd numbers, it's God's world. In the 5 box, it creates a pie, and it becomes cross corner. The center, right, once you cut that pie up, it becomes many, many 7s if you check the 7s from each way moving it. But in general, okay, it gives you 4 7s. It also creates the letter sigma, the 18th letter. You want to do it 4 times, it gives you 72. God and the beta God. Okay, it doesn't matter what you do. You're always going to come up with something because they made it that way. Okay, I just can read into it. That's all. It's just that simple. So what am I going to do now is go back to a couple of pages, and I'm hoping, I don't know if I got this into a video. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish with the last part. The 613 of Moses and the 316 of Moses, that's the way our week works, okay? And one of the reasons it works that way is because if you take out the Hebrew book, okay, on the back of the book it shows dates. And those dates say, like Yom Kippur in September and in October. It says September, October, October, September, October, September, September, October, and September. So every single one, it never passes 1, 2, 1, 1, 11. 2, 1, 1, 11. 2, 1, 1, 11. 2, 1, 1. And every time it's in October, okay, which is rare, okay, it's always the beta. Because October is the 10th month, it's expression, octane, okay, to make the world run for beta is that yellow energy. That's the gas they're pulling out of our ground right now. I never thought it was important, but now I think it's very important that we stop taking oil. I think it's very important for this earth that we stop taking oil, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be stopped, or it's all going to stop on its own and this whole world's going to crack. But the only thing that's funny is in the middle there's going to be a piece that's just going to go straight up. The world's going to go back home. The beta insert, the way the world runs all by itself, organized by the nature of God. So anyways, we have that. So we have Yom Kippur. My book almost fell down. Do I have enough time here? So we have Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. And I'm going to go back and see if I can find these dates here. Okay. Yom Kippur, and in craps they go Yo, elen. Calling Yo means game of 40. When they say Yom Kippur, Yo, MK, which is kosher, IP, or your IP address, which is the 9th letter in 16, which is the 9 birth of the one spirit of man, and then Pur, which means the purr of a cat, purify, which starts with 162118, which means the one spirit of man at the 2 angle of the one spirit, which is the beta world, okay, happens to have the one spirit of heaven, Yom Kippur. Okay, the word pure in it is a 55 count, the IP is a 25 count, the MK is a 26 count, and the YO is the Yo Elev. Hey, student, why Yo Elev, why 40? 1 9 10, 3 7 10, 2 8 10, 4 6 10. Those are the worlds he's associated with. 10, 10, 10, 10, all in one. But you can only put 3. When you see a snowflake with 3 lines, the Magen David, that's because that represents that world. We each should always represent one of the other worlds all the time. It's always like that. Well, that's the way it is. There's another thing to show that just by not force, but I only marked this 6. Okay, but because I crossed over a line connecting the 2 sides, I now create a small 8 and the partial impact of the swastika that fits on here. This is an old style windmill. We're back to the old style windmill because this is how we were created. This is how it all is, my friends. There's nothing to say about it. September is the month of the scepter. Therefore, you consider it God. Therefore, you consider September God's month. You consider it the first month. Therefore, it's the first month, and it's God's month, and God usually is 7. Now he's 1, but the 1 dice fits in area 5. You have area 51. The 7 don't exist. The area becomes 51. It's 3 and 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, and God in the center makes it 7. Or reverses it and makes it 7 the other ways. That's why we have 7 of 9. 7 times 9 is 63 moons on Jupiter. Don't forget Jupiter. We are not in a balanced system. I don't know what they have out there. I'd love to study a lot more. I got a lot of my own. Anyways, so 7 is 1. So when we have Moses 613, it's because 6 days where we do our thing, 3 days, 1 day. And not only that, Yom Kippur, okay, doesn't fall on a Tuesday or on a Friday, and Rosh Hashanah doesn't fall on a Wednesday or a Friday. Wednesday is for miracles. Friday is the sale day, Vendredi. Tuesday is the day of the chosen, so they don't have it on those holidays for those reasons. And, thank you.